Hey gunfighters, welcome to the Final Shot Saloon. I'm your host Clint. Today we're talking about the Umarex Smokewagon CO2 Airsoft Pistol.
Go ahead. Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
We're going to see what we can actually do with this thing. Is this practical for our Western shooting? Little history on airsoft. Airsoft was invented in the year 1970 in Japan because they cannot own real firearms. Came over here in the 80s, 90s, and really became popular. You can buy a single action, a lever action, shotgun, a fully auto AR-15 or a saw, machine gun, minigun, anything you could think of, you can pretty much buy in an airsoft. What makes airsoft really cool is they function like their real life counterparts. I have a USP H&K USP. It's the 45 style full compact, but what I have in the real version is I have a 9mm. I shot the 9mm in USPSA and in IDPA. I found I couldn't really find a range where I could draw the gun and fire on a target without going to, one of the matches. It was important for me to be able to draw that gun safely and smoothly and be able to get it on target with the first shot. So what I did is I purchased a replica. The slide blows back, the magazines can fall out, and you can reload magazines. So I did that, set up a little range in my backyard, and used some metal targets that were IDPA looking. So I got to learn how to draw that gun that way. That's what makes airsoft really kind of fun, because they function. Some of them function just like their real life counterparts. But this is from Umarex, their Spirit of the Legends line. It has a velocity of 300 feet per second. It takes a 12-gram CO2 cartridge right here in the handle. It's an all-metal gun. The only thing that's not metal is the grips. It has 6 shots, 5.5-inch barrel, I think I may have mentioned, and it takes 6mm airsoft BBs. Real quickly, just to compare, this is a paintball and this is a 6mm airsoft BB. Quite the difference. You get a lot of these for the price. So we'll get into that in a second. Before I continue on with the function of the smoke wagon, this is their box. Their box was cool. I've been holding on to this for a while. If you look at that box, see how it looks like wood? And then the inside. Sometimes you just get kind of a plain old box, and it's not really fun to open. And I don't do unboxing videos. Sorry guys. It's not my thing. You get a manual with it. Cool. But I just thought the attention to detail was really cool. Speaking of attention to detail, let's take a look at this. You have a shell ejector. The shell ejector does work. You could see right there. You probably will never use the shell ejector. These don't expand at all, and they just fall right out. Everything about this is slick. So you have your loading gate there. I don't own a Colt, but I believe they have 3 clicks, and you have your half cock right there where you can open and spin the cylinder, and then one more, and then all the way. It even has almost like a firing pin right there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get it in that blue. Nope. There we go. So it has this firing pin right there. It has a groove right down the top here for your front sight. Has some knurling on the hammer. The action is very smooth on here. No problems with one thumbing it. The grips are probably my biggest problem with it. They are super, super smooth. I think with a little DIY, you probably could put some texture on there one way or another, and probably be able to grip it just a little bit better. But all in all, a lot of detail on here, and it's really well done, well made. You're not going to be able to spin the cylinder like they do in the Old West, because it's a little bit clunky, if you can hear that and see it. I think that's because they try to get this as close as they can for the air. I'm not 100%, but I don't think you really need it. It's still kind of fun to shoot. Does have a safety on the bottom where you click it down there, and you can't pull the trigger and you can't pull the hammer back. And then you just click it back up when you're ready to go. Don't know if you really need it, but that's it. You do get 6 shells with it. Like I said, they fall out real easy. So you get 6. They are all metal. They have a almost stainless look to them. That's the end of it. You actually load your pellet in here. It's got a O-ring there where they sit tight on there. Like I said, they fall out easy. So yeah, all in all, really cool. Really good detail, manufactured well. So yeah, let's get into how do we work this thing. On the bottom here, if you see right there, there's a, tough to see in the screen for me. Right there, you just pick this up and you pull it up, pull off that the grip. Right here is where you put your CO2. What they want you to do is they want you to put a drop of lubricant on there, and you can put that in the grip, and you use the tool that's on the inside of the grip and just turn it, break the seal on the CO2 canister or cartridge, excuse me. Put the grip back on. Then the way you load the shells is you just push them in the back of this the case. Load it like a regular 6-gun, like a real Colt, and you're ready to go, and you're ready to fire. Easy peasy. It's like I said, it's well made, so you're not going to have any problems with it. So how does the Smokewagon shoot? It shoots really well. It's fairly accurate. It's quiet, and it's cheap to shoot. I think I bought the wrong balloons for our test. Let me rephrase that. I now know I bought the wrong balloons for the test. They were a little bit bigger, a little bit too thick. You can buy thinner balloons, smaller balloons that probably will actually pop if you use these. You could set up cans. They make a target that has a cutout, like a circle or a rectangle that you could shoot. That's a little bit smaller, like I mentioned earlier. Paper targets probably go right through. But for my test, I definitely bought the wrong balloons, but it was accurate. 10 feet, I was hitting some balloons, and I think you could get away with about 20 feet on a silhouette target. By maybe, I don't know if you could turn down the sensitivity to a fast draw target enough to get this to stop the time, but still really fun to shoot because it's quiet and it's cheap to shoot. So for backyard fun, really cool. So what could Western shooting sport competitor really use this airsoft gun for? I've been kicking around some ideas. Tell me what you think. But I think if you have a younger, newer shooter that you want them to learn safety and maybe even the draw, if you're a cowboy action shooter, a cowboy fast draw shooter, and even I don't know what the new styles are, but even for Ohio fast draw or world fast draw, any fast draw, you could probably teach them how to properly draw the gun with this before they hold your expensive gun, and you're not worried about them dropping it. Not that we want them to drop the guns, but I'm just saying it's a little more inexpensive to do that. This is kind of a nice, quiet alternative to kind of show somebody. The downside to this, if we would buy one, is I don't think it would hold up to Western shooting sports, how abusive we are to our guns. I think we all agree we get our guns gunsmithed so that they can handle the beating that we put on them. You know, the speed of which we're hitting that hammer, even for the follow-up shots, the fanning and all that stuff. I don't know if this would really hold up to that type of shooting. Any Western shooting sport competitor will tell you we are very tough on our six guns, more than any gunfighter in the 1800s, definitely. But I think this is kind of a good alternative to get somebody interested in the Western shooting sports, especially if you have a cool range at your house. Or here's the disclaimer: wear your eye protection, wear masks. Airsoft is meant to go against other people, just like in paintball. You're meant to shoot each other. I'm going to say it again: eye and masks, eye protection and face protection. They make real thin face protection masks, and they have actual goggles for this sport, for the airsoft sport. So with that being said, you can always buy two masks, 2 sets of goggles, and you and your buddy can settle your differences like the Old West. I think that'd be kind of fun. But because there's always with that, there's a there is a consequence to being hit by one of these. These do sting, so I'm not going to pretend like they don't. They sting just like paintball, but hey, kind of fun. I already mentioned that I don't know if this will be able to hold up to the cowboy action or fast draw standards. Just keep that in. I will say at low speed, if you were just trying to show somebody certain, just to teach them how to aim down the sights, target transition, even the draw and the first shooting the first target. Definitely, I think this is something that they could use. So it's inexpensive. I got this on sale for like $150. I don't remember where, but I think it was Amazon. So for 1,500 BBs, it's like $19. For the CO2s, it's $17 for a 25 count. That's the cheapest I found. So right there, you're shooting a lot. I would suggest getting extra shells if this is something that you're going to do, if you're going to use it for training purposes or just, having all fun with it. Just because I think it'd be fun just to kind of, you want to do the old West load. And that'd be something too. You could teach someone how to load, unload. There's no substitute for the real thing, but I think this is kind of a good alternative if you are trying to get a younger person into the sport. So my final thoughts on the Umarex Smokewagon: very well built, looks amazing. The attention to detail is fantastic. Like I said, it feels like a real 6-gun. There's no getting around that. One thing I've got to put out there, because I know someone might say something, but there was an orange tip on there, okay? I took this orange tip off because I wanted to see how detailed this was, because I thought I saw something in the barrel. Now, if I can get this just right, can you see the... right there, I think, is probably the best I can do. Right there. See the rifling? It's about a 1/2 inch in there. There's no need for that. There is no need for rifling in there, because that center is where the airsoft BB comes out of. But just the attention to detail on that is pretty cool. So yeah, so this has been my review for the Umarex Smokewagon Airsoft pistol. Leave some comments down below. If you have one, please tell me what you think about it. Do you think we could use this for a training tool? Just leave me a comment. Like and subscribe. Hit that reminder button. I'm going to try to do more reviews on stuff as I go along. And the Final Shot Saloon is on Facebook. That's where I drop most of the videos anyway, but I'd appreciate if you subscribed. So this has been my review for the Umarex Smokewagon Airsoft pistol. It's closing time, people.